So in this video, I'm going to show you some ideas for going from $0 to $100,000 as fast as possible. Now, generally on this channel, we discuss ways to build wealth over a long period of time, whether it's through stock market investing or mutual funds or bonds. Today's a little bit different. We're going to talk about how to grow relatively quickly, some ideas for it, and some strategies. And I think one of the first things that we want to realize is that a lot of people set limiting beliefs on what they're capable of actually doing. And I see this all the time, especially when I post videos. And for example, last week we posted a video about how some people are using the financial independence, retire early, the FIRE strategy for retiring in their 30s. And I had a number of people who said, this is absolutely impossible. There's no way that people are capable of doing this. And I think as soon as people start to say that things are impossible, it sort of becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. And it does truly actually become impossible if you tell yourself that something is impossible. So there's really very few limitations in life. Now, does that mean that I could go out and become the next Shaquille O'Neal or Michael Jordan? Hell no, that's not the point of that. The point is that there are some things that I'm not capable of doing. There's some things that you're not capable of doing. But generally speaking, I think there's fewer limitations in life than what most people make you think, especially friends, family, parents, siblings, kids, whatever it might be. A lot of people sort of like to impose limitations that they set for themselves onto other people. Now, there's a number of reasons for this, whether it's because they feel threatened or because they don't actually want to see a loved one of theirs fall on their face and fail at what they're trying to do, starting a new business, starting a new way to make money or build wealth. People just sometimes don't want to see other people succeed, and there's a number of reasons for it, but it's something that we do want to think about, that there really are very few limitations in life. And is it possible to go from $0 to $100,000 in the next 12 months? Yes. Is it likely that most people are going to do it? No. Statistically, no. It's not likely, but I don't see the harm in not trying to do it. And I think a lot of people have this view that money is inherently evil, you should never think about it, and then they end up in poverty where they're not able to pay their rent, they get a divorce because they have serious financial issues with each other. And while money does not create happiness, while it is not the number one most important thing, it's important to make sure that you have decent finances, to have a buffer so that if your child gets sick and you need to pay for some medical bills, or you need to help your parents put them in a nice retirement home, you can do that. You have the ability to do that. So I think having a nice buffer and financial stability is something that a lot of people don't really value as much as maybe they should, because they're told by others that they should never think about money. So it's simply just a tool that you can use to help people, to help yourself, to help others, or to use for bad purposes. And that's why people say money is evil, because some people do get greedy and they value it over certain morals and relationships with family and friends and loved ones. So just kind of remembering that going forward with any business or any other thing that you're doing to increase income, just keeping that in mind, okay? So let's talk about how we can actually go about this. And to do this, I'm gonna throw up this little diagram here that I'm gonna create, and it's gonna sort of show you how we can go from 0 to 100,000 and the theory behind this, but really how we can do this as effective as possible. So this is all going to make sense in just a minute here. But what you see here is we have millions of people. We have 7.5 billion people in this world. There are millions of businesses, and we're going to call this the flow of money. See, because money flows between consumers, it flows between businesses, it flows from consumer to business, business to consumer. And so if you go and you want a pizza and you pay your friend to go get you a pizza, and then your friend pays the pizza company to get a pizza, and then the pizza company, well, they need to get their supplies from somewhere, so they buy the cheese, they buy the dough, perhaps maybe they buy the ingredients from different places, and then those places buy it from the farmers, and so it goes down the line, right? There's this flow of money that goes between people and businesses. And the overall idea here is that we want to create more value. We want to attract more money to our little dot, which is one of us, right? So if we want to create more value, if we want to bring in more money, we need to create more value. And so to give you an example here, let's say that I go down to my local grocery store right now and I want to get a job, okay? So if I go down to my grocery store here in Pennsylvania, we follow the national minimum wage of $7.25 an hour. So if I go down to the store and I try to get a job, I'll probably get one because unemployment rates are relatively low right now, and I will probably get $7.25 an hour. Maybe if I'm lucky, I'll get $8 or $9 or $10 per hour. And this is kind of where it gets interesting, because some people don't like that there's the minimum wage so low. And I'm going to be honest, we're not going to get into politics here, but it's almost impossible to live off of $7.25 an hour. It's nearly impossible to do that. But if I'm going to the store and I'm getting $7.25 an hour, why is that? And I'll tell you why. It's because there are billions of people who could do the same job as what you might be doing of stacking food on a shelf. And because it's a replaceable job, because there are billions of other people who are capable of doing the same thing, it's in the eyes of the economy, in the eyes of business and society, it's going to be seen as a less valuable job. Now, that in no way means that the person who's doing that job is less valuable as a human being. That's not the point of this. But the point is that because there are many people who can replace that person in that job, it's therefore going to be a lower paying job. So the key here to remember and what we want to think about is how can we separate ourselves from the pack to sort of create a skill or find something that not as many people can replace you, because when you're less replaceable, you suddenly become more valuable. And you could take this to the extreme and look at, for example, professional athletes. Why is it that some of people like Tom Brady, for example, why is it that he gets paid so much money? It's because not many people can do what he's capable of doing, because he's one of the best quarterbacks of all time, and so therefore he gets paid a lot of money. And you can go in the middle of the road here and say, look at engineers. Why do a lot of engineers get $100,000 per year? Well, it's because they are less replaceable. There's not as many people who are capable of doing what they're doing, and so therefore they're able to demand more money, whether it's at a job or running a business. Because there's fewer people capable of doing that, they're able to demand more money. So the more replaceable a job is, the more replaceable your skills are, the lower money you're going to be able to demand at something. So the key here is to create a high income skill. Now there's a number of ways to do this. All right, so what I want you to do is take out a piece of paper, take out a pen right now, and write down some of the things in life that you are just generally better than most people at. And you don't have to feel weird about this. Everybody has certain skills that they're better than most people at. For example, I myself, if I had to create this list right now, I would say that I think I'm sort of better than some people at creating YouTube videos, because the channel has like 400,000 subscribers almost. Now, I'm not great at it, I'm not excellent at it, but I think I'm half decent at it, so I would put it down on the list. I've learned videography, I've learned how to use a camera, use how to edit videos and light videos, so I like to think that I'm somewhat skilled at making videos these days. Now, what am I not good at? I suck at most things. I suck at cooking, you guys already know that. I suck at a lot of things, but there's some things in life that you might be better than the overall amount of people at, and so therefore you're able to demand more money for it. So write down some things. Maybe you're a damn good chef, maybe you're an incredible pianist, maybe you're really good at playing saxophone, or you're an excellent basketball player, or maybe you're sitting there and thinking, you know, I really have no skills, I can't think of anything, I play video games 12 hours a day, I do nothing else, I just suck at everything. Well, if you're playing video games 12 hours a day, you're probably really good at video games, or better than most other people. And so you want to find just something that you're very skilled at, something that you're better than most people at. And if you're still sitting there thinking, gee, I am not better than anybody at anything, I'm just the most average person in the world, I have no skills, chances are you do have skills, you just haven't really thought of them as much. But if you're still sitting there thinking you have no skills, then this might be the time to spend the next 6 to 12 months building some type of skill to separate yourself from the pack. And this could be learning how to be a copywriter. This could be becoming an excellent writer or an excellent speaker, but developing some type of skill that you're able to then further monetize. I'm going to show you how to do that throughout the rest of this video. Okay, so now what we can go into is we can go into the next step of finding how we can actually monetize some type of high income skill, something that a lot of people find valuable because it's not very replaceable. So the first option here, the most obvious one, is to do some type of consulting. Now, you can do this through something like Upwork. I wish they were sponsoring this video. They're not. But if you are, say, an excellent web developer, you're an excellent coder, maybe you're a great writer, or you're really good at video editing, you could consider just doing some work for other businesses. They could outsource their work to you, and you could charge certain rates, whatever you want to charge, right? So you're kind of working for yourself here, doing some freelance work, and you could scale this up to 6 figures. You literally can do this, not easily, but you can do this if you have a skill. For example, you're really good at videography. I know my videographer makes quite a bit of money by just working with dentists, working with doctors, working with me, for example. I pay him quite a bit, but it's totally worth it for me, and he's making a lot of money off of it, off of this service-based business or consulting-based business, okay? So you could look into that, finding ways to monetize that. You can do it through Upwork. You could explore Fiverr. You're not going to make too much on Fiverr, or in your local community, posting on Facebook, posting on Instagram, just kind of getting the word out there that you have these skills available for hire, for consulting. You might notice that on this channel, sometimes I mention it. I really just kind of do it for fun, but I do some YouTube consulting. Because my channel is doing somewhat well at the moment, it's not going to do well forever. At one point, it's going to peak and nobody's going to care what the hell I say on this channel. But at the moment, it's doing kind of well, so I do some YouTube consulting. If people want to get on the phone with me and learn how to grow a YouTube channel, I'll share all of my secrets. They can go and click on the link in the description and we can get on a call. Now, it's not cheap because my time's worth kind of more money now, but it's something that I do for consulting on the side to bring in some extra money. So putting that high income skill there and starting to make money off it is a great option. Now you could take this a step further. If you want to go and scale this beyond 6 figures, you want to scale this to millions of dollars, this is when you can get into online courses or selling digital products. Now, you want to be careful with this, and so I know a number of people who sell digital products, and they're great products. For example, you look at Graham Stephan's course on how to grow a YouTube channel. I'm not sure what it's called, but he makes a lot of money from this by selling this product. It's probably a couple $100s, but it shows people exactly how he grew his YouTube channel to over 1 million subscribers. And I think that has a lot of value in it. I've never taken it myself, but that's something that's really interesting. Now, another example is when my brother was in high school, he bought a DVD that taught him how to kick footballs. It cost him $50, and whoever made this DVD, it was this kicking training program, they spent probably a day, maybe 2 days filming this. They made it into DVDs and they sold it for $50 a piece to likely hundreds or thousands of people. And it's generally kind of passive income. Once you make this digital product and you have all this information that you're skilled at, you find a skill, you build a skill, and then you show people how to do this, and then you can sell that for years down the road and reap money from it for doing very little after you actually create this product. And what's great about it is that it doesn't really cost you very much money at all. I mean, some people can do this for literally free. It doesn't cost money. You don't have to pay for products. You don't have to pay for shipping. It's just all free delivering digital products. Now, I kind of give online courses a bad rap because I don't like the make money online courses showing people like how to make money, because generally I think it's kind of almost like a pyramid. If you notice, like I'll buy my course for $2,000 showing you how to make money, and then you buy the course and you learn that the best way to make money is to sell a course showing people how to make money, so then you make a course showing people how to make money. Yeah, so I don't like the courses that show people how to make money, but there are other digital products out there. Like if you're really good at cooking and some people want to buy a course on how to cook, I don't know, I should probably buy that. If somebody wants to give me a Christmas gift, feel free. But you know, there's a lot of different digital products that you can go about. Now, if you're sitting there thinking, you know, I don't want to sell digital products, I don't want to do consulting, I don't want to do something like Upwork or in my local community, there are still other options for going from 0 to 100,000 relatively quick. And I think the biggest suggestion that I would have, if you're not going to want to explore those other things with the high income skill, is to follow a simple business model in a local business area to grow a small business to over 6 figures per year. So what I mean by this is there are so many businesses around you, especially around me here, where they're doing simple business models of washing windows, mowing lawns, tree removal, plumbing, electrical work, and they're making 6 figures from this. And sometimes I hear people say there's no way in hell you can make any money from mowing lawns. And I'm telling you that you can, because I did this when I was in high school with my brother. We started with $100 for a push lawnmower, $50 for a trimmer, and we drove around and we mowed a ton of lawns. We paid off all the stuff in a week, and then by then we were making $600, $700, $800 in a weekend, on a Saturday, on a Sunday, by just mowing lawns. Very simple business model that you can scale up, hire a couple of employees, and scale it up to a 6-figure business. Quite literally, it's just simple numbers. If you're mowing 80 lawns a week and you're making $40 per piece, that is $3,200 per week. Maybe you pay some employees, maybe you pay some other things, but you can make thousands of dollars per week by just following a simple business model from a service-based business. I mean, you could go down to Home Depot right now, you could go down to Lowe's, pick up a squeegee, pick up a bucket, and maybe some mop stuff, and you could spend $30 on it and start to wash your own windows, to get good at washing windows. There is a skill to it. And then you can start going out to businesses and saying, hey, I'll wash your windows for $7 a piece. And a lot of them pay more than that for windows, so you can make money from that, okay? So there's simple businesses. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. You don't have to be excellent at something, because I know a lot of people just think that they're not good at anything. I think that all the time. Like, I don't have that many skills, But if you just put your mind to it and you focus on it, you can really accomplish it. I really think that. And so those are some different options that are available, guys. Really though, focusing on one thing. Focus on one thing and get good at that one thing instead of jumping around from different things. There's this idea called the shiny object syndrome. I've suffered from it so many times in the past where I would get excited about a business idea and I would start to do it. I would start to make a little bit of money, and then maybe after a few months, I wouldn't see that great momentum. I wouldn't see skyrocketing exponential growth. So then I would move on to the next cool business idea, maybe become a real estate agent, and then do that for a few months, then say, you know what, I'm gonna start doing Amazon FBA, and then do that for a few months, and then, you know what, I'm gonna start a YouTube channel, and then do that for a few months. And that's kind of what sometimes people end up in, and that's what happened to me for so many years. And I realized, you know, I'm just gonna start making YouTube videos, and I'm gonna stick with it and try to become as best as possible. And if you go back onto my channel from some of the first videos on my channel, they were absolutely horrendous. I mean, I should probably just take them down. I already took down and deleted most of the early videos on my channel because they were just absolutely terrible. I couldn't put two words together to make a sentence. I mean, I really couldn't do that. So building a lean service-based business is what I would suggest doing. You can go out, sell other products as well. It's really up to you. But thanks for watching the video. I really appreciate all the support on the channel. We're coming up on 400,000 subscribers here, so I'm really excited. But I can't thank everyone enough. So thank you, and I'll see everybody in next week's video.